Hey guys, Daryl here again for another solo Sorrow Eternal podcast. Got a couple things I want to get right into. First of all, little joke for you. A man comes home every night from work, and he gets in the elevator in his building, and he hits the button for the 10th floor, goes up to the 10th floor, gets out of the elevator, and walks up 5 flights of stairs to his apartment. Why wouldn't he take the elevator all the way up? Well, midgets can't reach that high on the buttons. Yeah. Anyway, sorry to offend Chester with that one. He's probably somewhere throwing up. But anyway, I wanted to jump into something that I've noticed the last couple weeks doing reviews on the site. We really enjoyed this gent movement, this derivative of Meshuggah that was exploding, and there's been some bands that have done it very well. But this new trend seems to be taking that awesome style of music and just running it into the ground. So, for example, this past week, I actually had a couple over the last couple weeks that were very interesting. For one, the band Systems, their new EP, Terra Somnium, was about as... it was unbelievable in that it was so bad, it was just nonsensical. I mean, it's taking all these heavy chugging guitars and these like wild nonsensical solos and just mushing them all together. The only thing that really stands out in these bands time and time again is the drumming, and the drumming is always pretty incredible. Mainly because these guys have to play in ridiculous time signatures, and it's it's just incredible that they managed to do that. But once you add in either one guitar or two guitars doing something that doesn't really make sense, that really seems to throw things down. And then you throw in some vocals, which are either screaming, growling, or just off-key, clean singing. It just really takes things down a notch. You'll see actually this week coming up another review of a band like that, this band called Prevenge, who's semi-local to here. Same basic problem. I mean, you're looking to create an identity without sounding like anyone else. So what you do is you take a style of music and make it sound like shit. Oh, I guess I should be nicer about that. But, that's just kind of the way it happens. But it's kind of making me worry about where the entire gent movement is going and what comes next. In the review for the Systems EP, I kind of said, the best thing to do is just be what you are. Don't try to hide it with a bunch of fancy buzzwords and subgenres and all of that garbage. Just say what you are. If you're going to be gentcore, then be gentcore, or be whatever the fuck you want to be. You want to be bullshit core or dick core or douche core. It doesn't really matter. But I think you get more fans by being honest than you do by trying to hide your identity under a whole list of just nondescript words. I mean, what does it mean to be buzzing jazz core? It just doesn't make sense. In their case, they listed themselves as technical, non-diatonic, progressive jazz metal. Now, if any one of you can tell me what the fuck that actually means, more power to you. Maybe you should be at the mic and not me. But on the flip side of that, we also have someone who's doing it right. And, I hate to fawn over this crap, but, there's this guy, and he lives out in the Pennsylvania wilderness. Now, I'm not saying he's like, a lumberjack. I don't think he is. I'm not sure. I think he's actually, in school or something. But if you guys haven't heard the new Appalachian Winter album, you definitely should. And, Dan Klyne, who's the one-man band known as Appalachian Winter, has just continued to get better and better with each album. And, Justin was a huge fan of the last album, which was self-titled, and I think that really turned us on to what this guy was doing. And not only is he's not just making basic metal. I mean, this guy is an instrumental wizard, which is... It blows my mind that someone by themselves playing just a slew of different instruments can manage to make a sound so deep and so rich. It's incredible. I mean, all of the symphonic work, the horns, the strings, everything, it just all comes together in a way that it makes you wonder how one guy in his home can do this, and some of these major label bands go out and produce music that's just so flat and just so lacking any sort of any sort of care or anything. It's unbelievable. But Dan has managed to really put his personal touch on everything, lyric wise. You can tell everything is very personal about where he lives and how he feels about his homeland. And I think that's also part of what makes Appalachian Winter such an intriguing project for everyone to listen to. And he's gathered quite the horde of fans. And considering he does no promotion whatsoever, and up until recently there was no thought of a label being involved, and I see that Dan may have found a home to release some of his works on CD, which is awesome. And I think this would be the perfect time to mention Shut Up and Take My Money. So you should definitely check it out, and you can go to his Bandcamp site, appalachianwinter.bandcamp.com, and listen to all of his albums there. And he also has a Mediafire page set up where you can download all of the albums for free, which, I mean, you can't beat free 50 or free 95, or you just can't. So there's really nothing holding you back from listening to his stuff. So why don't you just go do that instead? So that's pretty much the long and short of it all this week. We've got some football stuff going on, and in case you didn't see, we're also looking to expand the operation. So we're sending that call out to anybody who is interested in writing reviews or doing band interviews or live show reviews or anything of that sort. I've gotten quite a few emails from people who want to write some reviews for the site. So that was awesome. So thank everybody for reaching out and emailing me. And I'm going to go through all of the samples and stuff, and hopefully set up some things with some of you to get a little bit more content coming on the site. And the more reviews, the better, I think, right? I hope, maybe. You like reading reviews? I don't know. But anyway, so that'll be all for this week. And until next week, you should go listen to some awesome music, whether it's Appalachian Winter, or Tidings, or An Autumn for Crippled Children, or any of the other awesome albums that have already shuffled your way this year. And we are now 6 days into 2013, so the new wave of albums hasn't even hit. Most of this stuff is still stuff from the end of 2012, so I can only imagine. I was looking on actually a Wikipedia page which lists a lot of the bands who have albums already cemented in for the first 3 months of 2013, and it's already going to be good. But it's even more awesome when you look down at the bands who are all working on albums for this year, and it's just incredible how many of these bands are just churning out material over and over again. It looks like Alcest is actually on that list as well, and you can never turn down a good Alcest album. So on that note, go fuck yourself, and I will be back next week, hopefully with more news and more reviews to talk about, and a whole lot more going on around here. All right, thank you.